Much like its titular shark, Maneater takes you by surprise. It looks like a one-note joke game, akin to Goat Simulator or I Am Bread. But unlike those two, the punchline isn't just that the game exists. I downloaded Maneater expecting a few laughs, some bad fish puns, and some totally broken physics, but I was wrong. This game's digital shores are teeming with hilarious jokes and Easter eggs, as well as enough weapons-grade puns to make your dad groan for mercy. And most shocking, there's actually a competently made game underneath it all that's fun to play, even without Twitch-worthy glitches. Maneater is basically Jaws, the video game, with the twist that you play as the killer shark. Your goal is to eat as much as you can, from tiny fish to angry alligators, drunk beachgoers, and even drunker fishermen. The entire ocean is your buffet. You eat so you can get bigger, which enables you to eat bigger things, on and on up the food chain as your baby bull shark grows into an apex predator that strikes fear into the well-fed residents of Port Clovis. It is simple and repetitive, but it never stops being entertaining. Sneak attacking a beach party didn't get boring no matter how many times I did it. Which eventually leads to the most exciting and fun activity Maneater has to offer. Fighting the shark hunters. These are the big cinematic battles between man and beast, where you lurk and strike from below, trying to capsize vessels so you can chow down on the foolish hunters trying to spear you. Crunch enough boats, and a named hunter with a gimmick will show up for a boss fight, tossing in explosives, armed divers, even poisoning the water. It is immensely satisfying to jump up and bite a dude in half as he's bragging about what a badass shark hunter he is. But don't get cocky. Even a mega shark can get taken down by a swarm of angry humans out for revenge. As you can see, Maneater is not a strict simulation. While the environments and creatures are quite realistically rendered, breathtakingly so at times, everything else is just ludicrous. This game is not afraid to be silly. As you chomp your way through the ocean, you load up on nutrients that can be spent unlocking various evolutions and mutations.
And on International Turtle Day, too.
Some are practical, like upgrading your sonar ability that lets you detect prey. But you can also get ridiculous. Grow giant bone teeth for crunching through boat hulls, or bioelectric fins that let you turn into a lightning bolt and teleport short distances. This game is basically every killer sea creature trope rolled into one glorious mess. By the time you reach the end credits, you've built a primordial monster worthy of her own trilogy of horror movies. And like the best horror movies, Maneater has a great sense of humor.
Plays host to the Megasonic Electro Carnival, giving a real boost to the local MDMA industry.
Your exploits are framed as a TV show that is half nature documentary and half reality show about the shark hunters of Port Clovis trying and failing to catch you. Scaly Pete, the main villain, is basically a Cajun Captain Ahab, obsessed with killing the sea creature that keeps biting off pieces of it.
Shark, take everything I got. I'll give her the same chance she gave my boy. None!
The literary likeness is an intentional one, as Moby Dick himself makes an appearance as a late-game boss battle. Giant pale whale covered in harpoons that is not easily defeated. And all of this is narrated by Chris Parnell, who delivers even his most absurd lines with straight-faced professional sincerity.
After the war, but the city had already spent its annual budget booking a Nickelback cover band for the 4th of July.
Sometimes he just says fun fish facts, but he will also make strange observations, tortured metaphors, and even air some petty personal grievances. While the narrator gets the best lines, he's not the only funny part.
Shark versus dolphin. Orca versus giant squid. Boat versus pylon.
Despite being framed like a documentary being shot inside a horror movie, this game is a straight-up comedy. It's more of a delivery system for jokes than it is a serious nature simulation. Port Clovis is a joy to explore. The ocean floor littered with Easter eggs and references to everything from Baywatch to kaiju movies, all punctuated with some great one-liners from the narrator. One of my personal favorites.
Blah, blah, blah. Late-stage capitalism.
Look, we all thought the same thing when we saw the Maneater trailer. Oh cool, shark simulator, lol. And that was all I was expecting. But I was pleasantly surprised to find so much more. Maneater is something very rare in the video game market these days. It's unique. Most sites classify it as a survival game, but that's not really accurate other than the goal is not to die, like in most video games. You don't have to manage your hunger, thirst, or rest, or be aware of any environmental hazards other than hostile wildlife. You have to eat to upgrade your shark, but you won't die if you don't. It's not really a sim either. Not in the literal sense or the ironic goat simulator sense. I guess the progression system technically qualifies it as an RPG, but you don't get to make any story-defining decisions. Maybe it's just a really funny game about being the killer shark from every movie you sort of remember. If you're in the mood for the video game equivalent of a great parody movie, Maneater will serve you well. And as it is currently on Game Pass, I really can't recommend it enough. I haven't played anything like it in quite some time, and I hope that we will see its like again.